Hi everyone, Beard here on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com. Hope you're all well. This is a little look at a TV drama that was been on Channel 5. It is now available on My 5 as well. And it's a little mini-series, just 3 episodes, so 3 40, 44, 45-minute episodes called Penance. Have you seen that? It's also out to buy soon. I'll give you the date on that at the end. It's created by Kate O'Riordan, who's done a few little things. It does star Julie Graham, Neil Morrissey, Tallulah Grieve, Nico Miralegro, and Art Malik. And it's a psychological thriller. So please, if you want to join me to have a listen about this little mini-series, please push the old subscribe button as well. Don't forget, push the bell notification so you know when these little things are coming out. Reviews of films, dramas, etc. And little specials, little quizzes, things like that. So please, make sure your notifications are set to public so you get to know about all these. Yeah, so it's about a family that's obviously very, very soon into the into the miniseries. They get some devastating news when the son, there's obviously the mum and dad, a son and daughter, and they get news that the son has been killed while abroad backpacking, and obviously they do end up taking in a young man called Jed, who's got his own little secrets as well, and this is why it's classed as a psychological thriller, because things sort of slowly burn and get worse as the 3 episodes carry on. Is it any good? Well, Internet Movie Database, Joe Public, you and me, it's only got a 5.7 out of 10 rating, which isn't fantastic. You know that if I give something a 6, then it's a watchable rating. So on the basis of that, it's obviously not coming out as watchable. But if you look at the overall episode ratings of episode 1, 2 and 3, episode 1 scored 7.2, episode 2 scored 7.3, and episode 3 scored 7. So it's coming out about 7.1. So it just sort of a little bit higher than what the Internet Movie Database is saying, which is a little bit unusual. My little thoughts on it. The first episode and a half is could be condensed, but I think what they've missed a trick on with this is showing a little bit. You get a little bit of the background story, and as the series progresses, you do get a little bit more knowledge, especially about the son's circumstances. And I think that sort of extra half hour that they sort of dragged on a little bit for the first episode and a half, I think they could have filled it with a little bit more backstory, whether loaded at the front of the series or at the end, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. You could have had flashbacks, etc. So they have missed a little bit of a trick there, and it was a little bit long-winded, and it had the feeling of an erotic thriller rather than a psychological thriller in the first episode and a bit. But there's nothing too explicit. There's a couple of obviously of things, but nothing too explicit if you don't like needless sex scenes. And it does sort of, obviously, it's not saying it needs it, but obviously it does build the pattern of the thriller itself. But then it does develop from the second half of the second episode, and obviously the last episode of the 3, into a psychological thriller as more becomes known about certain characters in the series. What lets it down for me, I did enjoy it. It was not a bad little story. You had a feeling we've seen it before, but it was not a bad little story. Quite a couple of little clever parts in it. But what really lets it down for me is the acting. I mean, obviously Julie Graham does a great job. She sort of leads it, and we've seen Julie Graham in lots of things over here in the UK. I don't know if you're familiar with her outside of the UK, but she does lead it quite well. But she's sort of let down by the other main young actor, who's obviously this Nico Miralegro, who's up from my neck of the woods in Manchester, and he's not a great actor. I don't think he's a great. I've seen him in a few things. I'm not overly impressed by his acting. He's quite wooden in parts. Occasionally he sort of hits it right, but very few and far between. He's got quite a lot of experience as well, so he does let the thing down a little bit for me. I would like to see another actor in that role. And there's a couple of other minor parts with younger actors that isn't great as well. So it suffers a bit from. I think they're a bit limited on budget, and they have to be careful. And no offence to Nico, I just don't think he's a good actor. I just don't think he carries the part very well. Although he does a good. He tries he tries his best, and he does okay. But I would have preferred to see perhaps there's a lack of young British actors. I'm not too sure. That is the difference sometimes with some of these British dramas and the US dramas, for instance. There seems to be a lot of good quality young US actors. But obviously in Britain, a smaller pool obviously to pick from, there does seem to be a bit of a dirge. And I have seen this Nico guy in quite a few things, and his acting's not really improving, to be honest with you. He may get there eventually, who knows, but yeah, that's the only thing that does let it down a little bit for me and loses it perhaps half a point to a point when I do the score at the end. But as I said, Julie Graham does a good job sort of holding it all together, and it's a good little watch. Yeah, my rating, yeah, I mean, it is a good psychological thriller. The ending's okay. Ending's an ending, and it could have been a little bit better perhaps, but it's a clever ending. Will we get a series 2? Probably not based on what I've seen, but I'm gonna give it. I'm just gonna give it a basic 6 out of 10 originally, but I pushed it to a 6.5 out of 10 because I'm trying not to let the acting get too much in the way of my score in the actual 3. With it only being 3 episodes, it didn't have a lot of time to disappoint really, and it was quite good. So yeah, I liked Penance. I thought it was okay, and so I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10, which is a little bit higher than the other Internet Movie Database Joe Public ratings, wasn't it, with 5.7. So I'm going to give it a little bit higher than that. You please let me know what you think in the comments below. And this is out to buy online or at your local big supermarket from the 18th of May. So that's all 3 episodes for $14.99 on DVD. I don't have a Blu-ray price on it yet, so the possibility it may only be available on DVD. Anyway, and that's Penance from Channel 5, and also showing still on my 5 if you want to have a quick. I watched it all one after another in a couple of hours on quite recently. So yeah, if you want to binge watch it, 3 episodes, it doesn't say it long, does it? It's like just like a big film really, isn't it? So that's Penance. Please let me know what you think. Anyway, thanks for watching this today. Please follow me on Twitter for all the latest movie news, etc. I've got 2 accounts. You can follow me on either or both. They're both linked together, so it doesn't really matter. I'm on @CharlesDeneen, Deneen spelled DINNN, or @nostalgia_movie. So you can follow me on either of those. And I do try and follow everyone back. I check 2 or 3 times a week and follow people back who've followed me. Thank you very much for that. And obviously I'm on Facebook at Deneen with links to moviegamenostalgia.com, my little website for old rare DVDs, movie posters from the 1990s and 2000s, and there's some of my board games in the corner there. The older board games, more retro board games, but if you can spare a couple of minutes to go on moviegamenostalgia.com and have a look around for any gifts. You want to buy a poster and get a nice frame for a poster, there's some great ones there from the 90s and 2000s, some big films, some great actors as well. So please have a look if you get a chance. And thumbs up to you if you do. And thumbs up, if you can leave me a thumbs up on here, great. Obviously, it's great to get viewing figures, but it's nice to get thumbs up as well if you can do that for me. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Please join me again for something similar, or a movie review, or a Netflix or Amazon. Look at a next new series on there. I'm doing a lot of them at the moment, so please join me, and all the links are below. So if you check the playlist, you can see all the drama reviews and film reviews, etc. Anyway, whatever you do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family, and let's all look after each other. And this is Bernard saying goodbye for now, and I'll see you all again very soon. Thanks for watching.